This week, Nebraska struck down a ban on same-sex marriages. I'm Blake Higginbotham.
And I'm Benjamin Hausch. With over 600 students applying to medical schools, getting into medical schools like Creighton can be a difficult task. All this and more on the episode of the Omaha News.
This is the Omaha News, presented by the School of Communication at the University of Nebraska at Omaha, from the studios of UNO Television.
This week, Nebraska reached a milestone in advancing civil rights. Nebraska became the 38th state in which same-sex couples can marry.
Continuing a trend of victories for LGBT activists, senior U.S. District Judge Joseph Batayan ruled the ban on same-sex marriages in Nebraska unconstitutional.
Joy and relief, I think, are the primary emotional places.
Nebraska's Attorney General Doug Peterson has already filed his appeal of this ruling, and Governor Pete Ricketts has affirmed his opposition to this ruling, citing the marriage ban passed in the year 2000 by Nebraska voters.
We are on equal footing with everybody else's relationship, and I will accept no less. That statement on the state flag and in the state motto for the state of Nebraska is equality before the law. That doesn't have an asterisk behind it. That doesn't mean except for certain people. It says equality before the law. So I demand equality before the law.
The benefits for being married are significant for same-sex couples. With their marriages legally recognized, spouses will be able to have full visitation rights in the hospital, they can file taxes jointly, and they do not have to pay a hefty inheritance tax if the other spouse passes away.
Now we have some cred, some legitimacy with the courts and with the law, so that makes me happy.
The nation currently awaits a decision from the Supreme Court concerning how marriage licenses from other states will apply in the 12 states that still do not recognize same-sex marriages. It is possible that the decision there could effectively legalize same-sex marriages nationwide. For the Omaha News, I'm Adam Preister.
Beginning at 8 a.m. March 9th, couples can apply for marriage licenses unless the Court of Appeals issues a stay before that. Douglas County Clerk Tom Cavanaugh says the door is open and they are ready to begin issuing license at their office. A North Omaha Walmart was robbed last night near 50th and Ames. The men made off with an undisclosed amount of money. One of the robbers claimed that they had a gun but never showed it. The three men left in a gold Chevy HHR. If you know anything more about the robbery, call Crime Stoppers at 402-444-7867. Also last night, the Pepper Jacks of the 72nd and Military was robbed around 10:15. The police are looking for one man who entered the store from the back door, showed his firearm, and demanded money. The man made off with an undisclosed amount of money. Once again, if you have any information about this robbery, call Crime Stoppers at 402-444-7867.
Each year, around 40,000 people apply to medical school, but not everyone makes it. Those who do not make it are part of a select few that stand out during a school selection process. Kenneth Vella reports on the selection process of one Omaha med school.
As the school year comes closer to the end, offices like medical school admissions at Creighton University don't get a break.
Medical school admissions, this is Kathy.
That's because they're hard at work reviewing an average of 7,000 applications they receive from medical school hopefuls around the country. But from all the applications received, only a small number of people are invited for interviews and even fewer are accepted.
We historically interview about 650 students each year. From that group of students, we usually accept around 400 students to get a class of 152.
Although acceptance into medical schools like Creighton School of Medicine is low, there are some undergraduate students that want it so much, they're not intimidated enough to back down.
For me, I'd love to talk to people, and I love biology, I love science, and I love, helping people and working with diversity, all different types of people and circumstances.
Despite the fierce competition, Ponce is absolutely sure of his future plans.
It's something that I know that I'd love to do.
But those that have already been accepted into medical school say wanting it isn't enough. It's necessary to take one's college career seriously.
I guess I would say don't take your courses too lightly. It's a reflection of how well you can perform in a rigorous academic setting, which is what the first 2 years of medical school will be. And I think that admissions officers use your academic performance in those first 2 years as kind of an indicator of how well you'll perform in medical school.
For the Omaha News, I'm Kenneth Vela.
For more information about medical schools, visit aamc.org. There you can find information on how to start the application process and other resources. Last week, leaders from UNO Student Government, Faculty, Student, and Staff Advisory Council met with the Chancellor's Cabinet with the hopes of transforming UNO into a smoke-free campus. The Cabinet put a task force in charge of making campus smoke and tobacco-free. The campus currently allows smoking on campus as long as smokers are at least 10 feet away from a public entrance to a building. Early this morning, the Omaha Police Department had to use the jaws of life to save the passengers in a car accident. The car crashed into trees around 49th and Sorensen. The 2 passengers are in critical condition and were taken to a hospital.
Students across the UNO campus have opportunity to learn a second language. Taking the steps to learning a second language can be a difficult task, but one UNO student looks forward to the challenge.
Fontenelle Forest has been in Bellevue for over 100 years, and the forest is open all seasons of the year thanks to many volunteers. All this and more on this edition of the Omaha News.
PBS is the place you should go first.
There are no advertisers to be satisfied, only an audience to be satisfied.
We take our responsibility as journalists very seriously. We are constantly thinking about our viewers and what they care about.
We want to let you know what the information is, and then you decide what you want to think.
At the News Hour, we are after the facts and only the facts.
You've always known you were a leader, someone who works hard to achieve your goals. You can see it. You can see your success in front of you. You pursue a college education for the old-fashioned reasons, to learn, to make yourself more valuable, to succeed. You need a place that celebrates your ambition and positions you alongside visionary people just like you. You, my friend, belong here, the University of Nebraska at Omaha.
UNO TV invites you to take a journey around the world, to lush jungles with endangered species, to exotic lands and different cultures, to lost cities beneath the sands. Travel through time to see ancient secrets on the other side of the world, the growth of the American West, or the start of Nebraska's largest city. Or just explore our state, find out about Nebraska in World War II, learn how Omaha has grown since, discover the effort to renovate its green spaces, the history of one of its most impressive buildings, or look at its internationally recognized university. For over 20 years, UNO TV has produced award-winning documentaries that explore, educate, and enlighten. To find out more, call 402-554-2516 or visit unotv.unomaha.edu.
You're watching the Omaha News.
With more than 1,700 international students attending UNO each year, students become interested in learning a foreign language.
すみません。新地服売り場はどこにありますか?
As the world is becoming more globalized, students like Shannon Schaefer are interested in becoming bilingual.
My goals are to be fluent in Japanese because I want to move over to Japan and teach English out there.
Her interest in learning Japanese sparked from being around students from different countries.
I discovered I really enjoyed being around the Asian students the most.
However, the beginning process of learning a new language is no easy task.
The hardest part is students are learning as a second language. So, I do not understand what the students feel, why it's so difficult.
Professor Reiko Take-Lukoda was in the same shoes as Shannon when she first learned English.
When I studied English, it was very difficult. It's almost like the opposite side of that, language kind of, you put the similarity, and then the Japanese and English is opposite side. So we struggle.
Becoming bilingual is no easy task. Shannon Schaefer speaks English and Japanese. Students like her are willing to take the challenge for a better future.
It opens up a lot of doors, broadens the horizons, even if for some reason I ended up staying here. being able to speak another language opens up doors into businesses, businesses that need somebody that can translate or do business abroad.
Learning a second language can be tough, but taking the challenge to do so will bring great benefits for the future. A group of high school students from Illinois will be visiting the UNO campus this Friday. The students will be working with UNO's Nebraska Watershed Network and other local high school students, sharing their own experience about award-winning science experiments. The group is led by teacher Paul Ritter, winner of the 2014 White House Presidential Innovation Award for Environmental Educators. The 8 students from Pontiac Township High School will meet in Community Engagement Center here on campus to learn about protecting endangered species. The Nebraska Watershed Network is a student-run organization that works with local students, community organizations, and individuals to help keep a high-quality water in Omaha.
A handful of UNO students took the trip to China to study abroad for the remainder of the summer. The students will be studying the language and the culture of China and her people. The group will return to the United States this summer. Fontenelle Forest wouldn't be able to keep things running as smoothly as they do without the help of volunteers. While the winter season poses some downtime, volunteers aid in much of the work done for the forest. From transporting wildlife to maintaining the forest grounds, volunteers make all the wonders of Fontenelle Forest possible. Fontenelle Forest in Bellevue, Nebraska offers nature lovers a wide variety of beautiful sights and activities, with a lot of those nature lovers giving back.
Couldn't do what we do without volunteers.
Josh Preister, chief ranger at Fontenelle Forest, said it's been as busy as ever, with the forest just hitting its 100th year. With so many things to do, volunteers have been an integral part, from shuttling birds all the way from western Nebraska to helping the land management crew, among many other things.
The thousands of hours in the last 20 years of volunteers to help put on the deer hunt. Without volunteers, without the great people of Bellevue and Omaha and this community, we couldn't get a fraction of the work done that we do.
No matter the season, there's always something going on at the forest, whether it's clearing room for vegetation or maintaining the deer population, none of which could be done without volunteerism.
The writing kind of has always been a part of me, and the nature kind of found me.
Jeff Lacey, master naturalist and volunteer at Fontenelle, runs the riding hike every couple of months, giving back to a place that means a lot.
The people in charge have done a magnificent, careful job of slowly building this up.
The forest could always use a helping hand, and Preister says volunteers always leave with a good feeling.
You know at the end of the day, you could actually have something tangible that you've done.
For information on applying and a complete listing of events, visit fontenelleforest.org. Volunteer opportunities range from raptor recovery to land stewardship. This season is looking good for the Omaha men's hockey team, and after the break we will bring you an interview with one of the players that has had an impact during this season.
Also, the Benson Bunnies are the top-ranked team in Class A, but as the season winds down, their star player was benched with an injury. Now the team is taking a different approach to keep their undefeated record.
Stay tuned.
Watch ICU Learning English on the Knowledge Network.
KVNO was in a really interesting place. This Victorian mansion near UNO.
3 floors. The studios were on the 3rd floor.
Bedrooms and bathrooms. So we had a challenge, but we ultimately ended up with an on-air studio.
We soundproofed it with carpet, and actually I think it sounded really warm, very radio friendly.
There were also rumors that the 3rd floor was haunted. Those were the maid's chambers, as we were told.
Well, I had a sink in the office and leaded glass windows which looked out on the stable house in the back.
One colleague talking about having the window open one day, a warm spring or fall day, and a squirrel jumping through the window onto a turntable.
It was a great place, a great ambiance for a fine arts station.
It definitely had a charm to it.
one thing you would like our viewers to know about this state?
The importance of volunteerism.
What are you saying to folks?
I'm here to discuss these images.
When you can take that knowledge and that expertise and that passion in terms that they're all going to understand.
They need to know the real stories.
I'm Kathy Wyatt. Join us for Consider This each week on NET1.
NET Television expands your mind, enlightens your mind, inspires your mind, educates your mind, entertains your mind. NET Television opens up new worlds to you. Explore, travel, learn, discuss, debate. NET Television keeps you informed. Music, theater, dance, art, news. NET Television awakens your dreams, seeks to serve, strengthens our communities. We are Nebraskans. We are NET Television, Nebraska's PBS station.
You're watching the Omaha News.
The UNO hockey team has been ranked as high as 4th in the nation this season. The team is currently ranked 5th in the latest USCHO hockey poll, while other polls have them at 6th and 7th. Omaha News reporter Kristen Rogers caught up with standout Austin Ortega this week, who has been a big part of the reason why.
It's really cool to be that high here at the end of the season, so it shows where we can be in the end of the year, and it's really showing our success so far.
We enjoy coming here. We enjoy coming seeing all the guys every day. So I think that's the main way. You just gotta have fun.
Austin Ortega is tied with 7 others in NCAA history to have 10 game-winning goals in a single season.
Coming into the season, I mean, I never even knew that something like that could happen. But obviously, it's an exciting moment for myself, and it's cool to know I can help my team.
And when the 10th game-winning goal went into the net.
When that happened, it was a really exciting moment, and it's cool to tie such a hard record like that.
Ortega hoping game-winning goal number 11 can come this season.
Obviously, I'm looking for the record on my own. The big picture at the end is what motivates us the most, is making it to the tournament and winning championships.
While staying motivated isn't a problem for the team, it certainly doesn't hurt to have a player you can count on at crunch time like Austin Ortega.
My team obviously win there, and that's the thing I want at the moment, is to be in a good opportunity with the puck on my stick there, and hopefully good things come my way.
For the Omaha News, I'm Kristen Rogers.
You can catch Austin and the rest of the Mavericks at the CenturyLink Center on Friday as they host Colorado College. The game will start at 7:37 p.m.
96 high school basketball teams punched their ticket to the Nebraska State Tournament this past week. The girls take center stage starting with quarterfinals tomorrow, followed by the boys tournament next week. The finals in all 6 classes are scheduled to take place at the Pinnacle Bank Arena, Lincoln. 3 girls teams and 1 boys team are undefeated heading into the tournament. An Omaha high school girls basketball team is looking to defend its state title this year, but Omaha News reporter Ryan Matheny tells us that they will have to do it with their best player watching from the bench.
The Benson Bunnies are taking a different approach this postseason.
Somebody's down, we got 3 other people that can pick up the scoring.
The top-ranked team in Class A looked well on their way to an undefeated season and another state title before leading scorer and Arizona State commit Kiana Ibis went down with a torn ACL with just 2 weeks left in the season.
We all knew that we had to play a bigger part.
Co-head coach Bob Woodworth says the new approach starts with everybody stepping up to replace Ibis's production.
Everybody's got to do something a little better than you do. If you score 2 points a game, you need to score 4. If you get 3 rebounds, you need to get 5.
For senior guard Arbrielle Benson, the injury to the Bunnies' star player has made the rest of the team closer on the floor.
We've come together more because we know we need each other now that she's gone, but she's still a part of this team either way.
With or without Ibis, the Bunnies have still found their way to a perfect record.
Basketball's a long season, and we tell all the girls early in the year, you know, you got school, you got basketball practice, you got games. And it's tough for 3 or 4 months to keep that keel going. But now this is the fun part. This is what you work for. But still, there's a lot of pressure on it.
Even without their leading scorer in the lineup, the Bunnies still have big goals in Lincoln this season.
As a team unit, we knew everybody was going to be. We played real hard. This team is getting there, plus with the athleticism. We can get some easy buckets on the break. Every night out, it's somebody new.
Even with a new mindset, Benson is looking to maintain an old habit, winning a state tournament. For the Omaha News, I'm Ryan Matheny.
The Bunnies starts playing the state tournament tomorrow at 2 p.m. against Norfolk at the Pinnacle Bank Arena in Lincoln. You can follow all of the action from the state basketball tournament at nsaahome.org.
At the end of 2014, local restaurant Benet was remodeled by the television show Restaurant Impossible. Next, the Omaha News visits Benet to take a look at what stayed and what did not.
The Monroe-Meyer Institute of the Disabled helps to foster a community for people who are disabled, and recently they held a walk to help raise money. We will bring you these stories and more after the break.
Something new or reach beyond.
Oh my gosh, it's fantastic.
When you want to peer inside,
there's something wrong here. This isn't normal.
Will it seem almost impossible or push the limit?
Large tornado! It's humongous! You need to get out now!
When you want to dive deep.
These divers are like astronauts.
Our human nature is to push into places that we don't know about.
Or go to the edge.
There are other worlds out there.
We don't know exactly what we're going to find.
When you want to find new frontiers.
I was truly astonished.
You just don't ever know.
Nova.
Wednesdays on NET1.
The University of Nebraska at Omaha is a place for tomorrow's leaders. A place where individuals converge on a path to success, getting the attention and direction they need as they begin their career. It's where students take pride in serving Omaha, a city we've invested in for more than 100 years. UNO is a place where greatness begins. The University of Nebraska at Omaha.
Each year, restaurants close due to a lack of business. However, one Omaha restaurant got a second chance at success. Cody Tromler shares the story of its recovery.
In December of 2014, Benet's Pizza, Pasta, and Arcade received a remodel from the Food Network's Restaurant Impossible.
The whole experience was just, a 1 in a million chance.
The renovation included an overhaul of the restaurant's interior as well as a revamping of the menu.
We've had some good responses to a lot of the food changes that we make.
The episode itself aired February 18th. Benet co-owner Ginger Lamprey says that being on the show has helped in more ways than one.
After the show, the weekend was great. People coming in, asking questions.
Having been in the red for over 4 years, Benet welcomed the change.
But business was up a good 20% from December of last year.
The only thing that wasn't remodeled was Benet's famous arcade.
And we've seen an upswing now, so going forward it's going to be real interesting.
After the new renovation, Ginger is positive that customers will grow to love the new look just as they have.
Just the atmosphere when you first walk in. I mean, it's really retro and kind of new age now. I mean, it just feels a lot better in here.
It was pretty cool when we watched it on TV. We saw the renovation. It looked really more modern, but they kept the video game place, which for our kids, that's a big deal.
For the Omaha News, I'm Cody Tromler.
For more information about Benet Pizza and Pasta, go to their website, benetpizzaandpasta.com. The Omaha Public Power District is getting close to finding the replacement for their current CEO, Gary Gates. The OPPD's Board of Directors announced that they will be holding interviews for the finalists of the position. Currently, there are 4 people who will be taking part in the interview process. OPPD feels that the public has every right to view the interview process, and it will be available to see online. A forum will also be held on March 9th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. at Energy Street Plaza at 444 South 16th Street Mall, and the public is invited to come and meet the finalists and discuss the topics.
Fundraisers do more than raise awareness and money. They can create a community. Reporter Dylan South explains how the annual walk and roll for disabled allowed the physically disabled and their families a chance to connect and support one another.
While the stores have not yet opened at the Oakview Mall Sunday morning, the top floor was packed.
This is an opportunity to let the Omaha community know what MMI does.
The Monroe-Meyer Institute for the Disabled and the Myers Foundation hosted their 11th annual Walk and Roll fundraiser. This event not only raises awareness, but lets families of the disabled form a unique social community.
You know, everyone's here in their orange t-shirts, and we're walking around. We have the Omaha North drumline with us, and it's a sense of community.
As the crowd walks or rolls behind the drum line, they not only show their support, but give a chance for the disabled and their families to participate and connect.
I think it's great for them to be out in the community. That's one of our wishes as they get older, because as they get older, there are less things for our children to do.
Not only is the walk a great way to raise money, but it also helps foster a social community for those living with physical disabilities and their families.
This entire fundraiser is for funds grants for adults over the age of 21 with disabilities. And many of these young adults are working, they're scattered all over the city of Omaha, and this gives them an opportunity to see their friends, and they usually know the parents too.
Events like these allow families to connect and share support, all gathered under a common bond.
I think it's great for Kate to be with her peers, and it's great for her to get out into the community.
For the Omaha News, I'm Dylan Semp.
For more information on the Myers Foundation and their programs for the physically disabled, visit their website at mwfdisabilities.org. Remember to watch the Omaha News Extra this week. Every Friday, you can watch Omaha News Extra on our website.
Omaha News Extra will feature additional stories and coverage of Omaha and Nebraska. You can catch it on our website, theomahanews.com.
This week's stories include a look into Omaha's Oven Roller Derby team's rise to glory.
For all of us at the Omaha News, good night.
UNO Television gives students a chance to work in a real studio. Working on the TV crew, students get hands-on experience with lights, camera, and action. Working on a variety of shows gives students a leg up looking for jobs. In fact, many former crew members work at local stations. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience for students to learn the science and art of TV production. UNO TV, student crew, professional staff, award-winning results.
When will you look deep into space? When will you travel back in time? When will you experience the power of red? When? Anytime. Online at video.netnebraska.org. Search, select, and share with the NET Video Player. Watch our shows on your schedule.
Watch the Omaha News Wednesdays at 4